Hey folks, it's raining again. It's alright. My better days of fishing here recently have been when it's raining. And the forecast isn't like for on and off showers. It's just gonna rain. It's just like it's not like 60% at like 11 a.m. No, it's gonna rain. So I'm going to be in the orange, is it orange or yellow? Rain hat, the Cocotat rain hat, most of the day. And heading to the creek. Not the same one. I've been on this one before. I've done a float trip on it. I don't think I've been to where I'm headed. I'm gonna do the whole like, hey, let's see if I can put in here and run up to a dam. I don't know if I can put in where I think I want to put in. It's a bridge. There is property that is marked as local municipality property. Town of whatever alongside it. I should be able to put in there, but I got to figure out where I'm parking this thing. And because we've had 2 good rises recently, but it's dropped all the way back down. But I've already looked at the gauge and it's starting to come right back up. So yeah, hopefully I get to put in where I want to and fish the rise. Might be a really good day of fishing. I hope so. I'm actually going to flesh out different types of ways of rigging the baby goats in that swimming presentation. Actually put some on have one rod with it rigged up with the sled head, the banana shape weight on the shank of a EWG, a grip pin. I poured some heads that are the same as my finesse jig heads, and I just did it without the bristle guard and a couple other different ways. I'm just experimenting because this stupid swimming the baby goats is like working really well. It falls under that category of, a finesse sort of power fishing. It's small, it's quiet, it's not totally obvious, with sound, sight, flash, thump, all of that. It's subtle. It just, of course, there is a flaw in having a plan and saying, yep, I'm gonna go here and catch them on this. Maybe that's not what they're wanting to eat. It honestly, it could turn into all right, they're not digging the baby goats today, we switch back to the scented jerk shad. Or if it rises really quick, I'm for sure gonna switch over to the spinnerbait. We'll see. I'm not where I thought I was gonna put in, but I stopped to get something here at a gas station, and I just asked them, like, hey, do you care if I put in there? I know they're not the owners, but they gave me thumbs up. So I'm gonna drag down right here at this gas station and see how this goes. I have carried gear in as far as I can, other than the kayak. Now, I'm gonna carry the kayak, picking it up by the seat. It's a tight fit through here. Trim some of this. I'm not going to do it. It's not my property to trim. It is a well-worn path, angler path, like foot traffic here, but it's got its challenges, at least in terms of getting a kayak in. This far. Yep, this is where the double layer comes in handy. Did not go lightweight this time. I brought the full complement of stuff. I probably could have gotten away with what's just on this, but kind of committed, like, hey, this is my one access point of the day, and I mapped out like how far up I want to go, and you know, it's I think it's within 3 miles of the dam. All right, really like this this little metal basket here. I can't even remember where I got it, but it's perfect for what I'm doing. I put my camera stuff, my lucky banana, my lunch. I do have some cup holders here on the landing gear track. I did, using the Molly, this webbing here, I installed just some bungees and a big X that is going to allow, I don't know, just carrying more stuff further back than the basket. I'm going to show you, well, the first bait I'm putting on, and this is actually one of the house brand spinner baits. They sell it at Dugout Bait and Tackle in Marietta, Georgia. I like it. Like I've said in previous episodes, I like a gold skirt, a skirt that has gold flake in it, whether it's clear or kind of whitish with gold flake, or just really brilliant, shiny, whatever. The next several baits are a series of different ways to rig the baby goats, and this one is the same head that I tie the finesse jig with, but like nothing tied to it. And I actually left this one full length, so that's just gonna be like a paddle tail grub swimming through the middle of the water column. It's the same, you know, black with blue flake baby goats, but instead of rigging a head up top, I'm gonna flip it upside down so you can see it. I got this belly weighted, and it's a little bit lighter, so I'm gonna play around with that. And that might be a really good way to do this, you know, finessey power fishing thing I keep talking about in brushy or grassy areas. That might be, man, might be the killer. And the next variation is just a different color. So I got one of my green finesse jigs that actually the bristle guard fell out, so I'm like, all right, I can use it for this application. And then the color there, it's called Hot Snake, so it's kind of like green pumpkin with like a iridescent sort of, I'm gonna say it's blue or purpley blue flake on top, and like green and blue on the bottom. So kind of a minnowy looking shape, but in a very natural color. And for sure we got the bucktail and stuff I already tied on there that I don't think really matters for this presentation as much as, you know, just that it's straining water, and it's this small thing that they're just like, oh, I'll take that. That looks easy and tasty. All right, I'm getting ready to drag in. There is a tributary to the tributary right there, and I got mud right here, and then green out there.
you know, a third of a cast out, totally green. Right in front of me, this water, muddy. So that's gonna continue throughout the day, and I think the spinnerbait is gonna take on a bigger and bigger role as the day goes on. But let's get my anchor up and go ahead and watch. I do expect to walk a good bit of this creek because it's smaller than what I've been in here recently. Look at that one. Coming out right there. Let's try the green one first. Straight swimming. Here's that muddy tributary. And, yeah, real pronounced mud line. I think they're going to be feeding on it. The creek mouth's right here, but we got a riffle up there that is pushing all the water on this side, and this whole bank is sort of that kind of blended, billowy, you know, I'm going to say current protected water, but there's roughly a current seam on it that isn't super well defined. I think there's probably a whole bunch of fish on this side of the creek all the way up to that swifter water. Oh, okay, that was a fish that was on. I guess he only had the tail, maybe. I don't know. That doesn't happen very often with the black, and part of it is that you shorten it, you know. And I left these full length, so just leaving them full length complicate things. So you get more tail grabbers. Yeah, I got these long tentacles that are wrapping around everything. I think I'm gonna get rid of that round rubber. I got a new rod here. It's one that I've had built before that Keller Batson did for me. And this one, I actually had a local builder. It's Kevin Hallash with Stiffy's Custom Rods in New Windsor, Maryland, where I live. And it is the Eternity RX10, and it is a medium, fast, 7-foot 2-inch, and it's very sensitive. So for sure, just right within sight of the place I put in, getting numbers. But nothing big. Maybe I should jump right to the directly to the spinnerbait, which I think is a bigger offering if they're aggressive. I'm for sure going to throw it at the at that mud line. Alright, I've had 2 fish splash at it, and I watched 2 fish follow it all the way back and not eat it. So I'm gonna switch back to the Finesse Power Fishing Bait. I'm using the sled head, that one. Not that I need to here. I'm curious about hookup percentage. It's also a little bit less weight than what I've been doing, so I'm gonna move it a little bit slower so it gets down in the water column a little bit. Is that gonna translate to more bites, fewer bites, different kind of bites where they mess with it and don't fully take it? I don't really know. Even moving slow, it's right underneath the water surface. I might have to make a couple of these that are 1/4 ounce instead of this is 1/8. Alright, I just missed one that had it with that head, and I rarely miss them with the regular round bend owner 5318. But yeah, it had it. I mean, drag engaged. That's an early fail compared to how effective it is the other way. There. No? Maybe he's just pecking at it. I don't know. 2 misses. You know, an exposed hook is always going to be more effective in that just open water swim than one that's kind of tucked in alongside the plastic. Even as good as Elastec is, it's an exposed hook always does better. It is getting bit though. That one hit it pretty aggressively right at the boat. Look how fat this guy is. I don't think he's 12 inches, but he's bellied up. Look at that. Look at the fatness of a 12-inch fish. All right, so that was three hits on this, and only one of them caught. So that tells me something. I'm not gonna put it away for good, but I'm gonna put it away for now and consider, hey, let's make some with quarter and a bigger hook. Next up, this guy, the black full-length body, straight swim, owner 5318 round bend. This one should whack them because it's very similar to what I've been doing all along. It's just a little bit longer and skinnier. It's a bigger profile than what I've been throwing because I've been shortening them. There we go. That didn't take very long at all. Lots of fish in the creek. Wonder if I'm gonna whack to the throttle. Wonder if I'll see big ones today. You know, I will tell you, this is a Susquehanna tributary, and like everyone, so many people talk about, you know, fishing the creeks and the fishing the creek mouth early in the season is a great thing, but they're there because they run up here. I am nowhere near the Susquehanna River right now. I don't want to tell you how many miles up, but it isn't like it's 15, it's more river miles than 15. And you know, they find spawning habitat up here. I think last time I saw, that's a bigger fish. I saw some fry, so at least some of these have finished the spawn. But yeah, that's a decent one. I bet she's 14 and a half. Pretty chunky. Lots and lots of beans. Alright, getting up into some heavier current. See if these fish are positioned in that current. I think the more aggressive they are, the more likely you're able to find them out here. And they've been aggressive on these rainy days, so I just caught them out of that long eddy pretty steadily, but definitely want to check this faster moving current that's going over these, you know, ledge rocks here. All right, let's move up through here. I paddle with it because if I start grinding and banging the bottom, I want to at least maintain momentum to carry up and over. coming so far. You know, this is such an important, you know, spawning hut for them. I don't know, do these little ones live here for the first couple years? Or do they all run back down? I will tell you, I kind of locked on to one creek in particular years ago, and I fished it all the way until into winter, and like past maybe the 3rd or 4th week of September, I stopped catching the bigs, but I had been catching 20+ inch fish all the way through summer up in these tribs. And then right about the time that the main river, people think, oh, you know, smallmouth are turning on, they've got their fall feed bag going. I don't know if it's so much that is that these fish leave the tribs because they're like, oh, winter's coming, it's getting cold, I want to get to that deeper water, and return to the river, and people think, oh, fishing's better. Fishing has been, you know, is great all the way through summer. Hello, spider. Up in the tributaries, but you know, picking one of them and really focusing on 30+ miles of the river and trying to figure out the winter hole and realizing, you know, by the middle of December, hey, they just ain't here, because I know how to catch them when it's cold. It was enlightening for sure. I think what I want to do is to take the one that didn't have the good hookup percentage off, and I want to throw a 5-inch scented jerk shad on just to have, you know, maybe a larger offering. Oh yes, it is. Oh my. You know, oh, hi. You gonna take me back to your big foam eddy? Goodness gracious. This, I'm glad I threw a bigger bait on, because that's a bigger fish. Alright, we'll get a quick measure of this guy and put him back. Yeah, nice one. 16 3/4. Throw back into that same eddy. See if there's others. I watched him hit it. It was almost like a topwater hit, because it was near the surface. The current had pulled it high in the water column. I mean, he was associated with that, with pocket water, you know, with a eddy on the side, but he was out in current a little bit. All right, I don't have my other camera out to do the usual. Hey, let's show you where he was. So I'm gonna try it with this one. Bear with me till I get this situated. I'll try to talk loud to make sure that the audio picks up in it, but the shoreline eddy starts there. I wish I had the zoom, but I'm just not pulling that camera out in the rain. And the current seam rolls out towards me a little bit, but it still stays relatively close to shore. What you have right back here, and we're gonna zoom in there, is a corner pocket. So you have a little rapid right down in there, and as soon as you get upstream from it, you got the rapid, the rock that causes the rapid, and then the corner pocket. He was probably in there. I had thrown in there, and you can see the water going this way here, but here it's coming in this way, so it's swirling around this little area here. And he actually hit out in this current a little bit, but corner pocket above a rapid. You know, overall fairly, I'm gonna say, swirly. You know, he was on the current seam. He came out to eat it on the current seam, but I think he came out from that corner pocket, which was fairly calm, or had calm spots in it. Back on the baby goats. This is, I don't know, it's fun to catch numbers. Back on the scented jerk shad, and back catching thicker fish. That one feels like some bigger head shakes. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. You might be 18. 18-ish smallmouth. Sorry, I just made you barf up a crayfish. That was unfortunate. I don't think he goes quite 18, but that's a very nice fish. I'll go ahead and get a measurement. They all look bigger when you're catching dinks all the time. That's a 17-incher. All right, so I'm staying well away from the current seam because I think they could be eating on the current seam, but I'm throwing way to the back of this fairly large eddy caused by, I don't even know what, I mean, it just looks like the river swings to this side, and that hasn't shaken the head yet. Yeah, decent, probably 15er, maybe more. You know, it's important to stay back from the eddy until you figure out, hey, are they on the current seam, at the back of the eddy, somewhere in between. You know, you want to hang back until you really get it dialed in. Where's the sweet spot on that eddy line? Okay. I casted. Are you caught on something? No, you're just that big. Oh, great jump. Switched to the other side of the river and found a real small little eddy to. Oh, that's a big fish. Tiny little eddy, but he was in it. That's big for the day, I believe. Let's take a look at this guy here. Not the big wide eddy that I just caught the last couple in. More of what I would consider pocket water. Fairly tight little spot this guy was in. That for sure factors into the pattern development. I'm gonna let you breathe a minute. You know, I'm catching 15s and 16s in those big foamy pockets, and then this guy was in a much tighter little place to hang out. You know, nice fish, 17 and a half. Biggest so far. How big are we catching one today? See you guys. I hate that I gotta crash these spots to like show you what they are, but I caught several fish out of this first one I'll show you, which is a, you know, it's a big, I'd say it looks fairly shallow eddy on this side. Let's take a look. Way up there's Scrub Island, or I don't even know. It just, the current seam is actually out here. You got this wide area where there's not a lot of current. I actually got the 16er right in this area. But inside the current seam, that's the current seam. He was back here. You know, a lot of room for a lot of fish in here, but the big one was not there. The big one, we're gonna zip across, is across stream, like across a lot of current in a tighter spot. Let's take a look. In here, calm water, very calm water, but not very wide of an edge. Man, I just threw myself into the trees here, trying to focus on the filming. Sorry, is that too close? Is this better? There you go. I know Jake scolds me. He's like, you know, you get the camera too close to your face and everyone else's face. Makes people feel uncomfortable. It's probably because he watches on this huge screen and it's Jeff Little's face that's like, you know. I think it would be scary to see my face 3 feet wide. I mean, I don't think I have a scary face. It just, when your nostrils are the size of, like, you know, pie plates, it's a little scary. All right, let's find some more spots. So when you're slow swimming these, you gotta remember, hang them, see which way they're spinning. This one's not right now, which is good. All right, I am back at the launch. I gotta run up to the truck and look at some things for work with on my laptop, and then I will come back and keep fishing. All right, that rain is not letting up. Gotta look at some spreadsheets here briefly, and then we'll see if we can get back to it. All right, I've gone ahead and pulled out. Work has been a bit of a moving target here recently, where you wait until things start happening, but things are happening, which is good progress for Snake River Manufacturing. I'm not sure that I'll put back in later today. I'm gonna sit tight because right here I do have a good signal for a Wi-Fi hotspot for the laptop. So got a Zoom meeting here in a little bit, and you know, I feel that in business, strong leadership has the right kinds of meetings that lead to decisions, that lead to action, that leads to results. Weak leadership holds meetings that lead to more meetings, that lead to more meetings. And we do have some strong leadership with Snake River Manufacturing. So glad to be part of that team, and excited that we're growing. We're doing the right things, making the right decisions that lead to action. Yeah. Good stuff. All right, I'm using my time before the meeting to find alternate put-ins, and I got one here, roadside pull-off, and I'm gonna take a few casts. You know, I might get back in the water this afternoon. We'll see how things go. All right, no takers, no bites, but that is absolutely a viable access point. So might drive around, see if I can find a couple more. I'm marking them on the Google Maps. That way, next time I come up, there's, you know, for sure I know exactly where I'm going. Okay, it's been about 5 hours. I should have just gone home, but we did have our meeting, and it was productive. And now I've gone back to one of the, I think I've marked 5 different places on Google Maps that are, I say potential access point. This is an access point. I chose this one because it was the closest drag. I only got about 2 hours before it gets dark, so I'm up here. I'm gonna go put in. The river's turned to mud, so probably a spinnerbait bite the rest of the day. We'll see. But yeah, let's go catch a few more before we head home. Yep, it's moving fast. And it got muddy. Come back, come back. Yeah, pretty big increase in flow for sure from what I had this morning. Let's see how these fish react. I'm much further downstream, and I guess it is a little bit bigger creek down here. I was about to say, I don't know that the spinnerbait's gonna get it done, but right as I was thinking that, this guy latched onto it. Oh gosh. Oh, I got my stuff together. I'm standing up here. Okay, here we go. Nice. Good looking rising creek smallmouth. See the guy. I had one there that I saw came up and very gently mouthed the spinnerbait. So I'm following up with the baby goats. It looked like a pretty good fish. Not a giant, but probably another 15, 16 incher in this eddy that came up and messed with the spinnerbait but didn't take it down. Oh yeah, all right. I saw this one come up and kiss at it, and went back in for him. That was like the fourth or fifth cast back to that spot, and yep, he said, yeah, I actually did want that, and it's a good fish. Yep, very nice one. Nice. It's a 17 incher on the dugout gold spinnerbait. This is the first spot I've had since I put in that had any sort of slowdown of current. I think it's a fairly high gradient section here. Like we're up in the mountains and it drops probably, I don't know, 6 or 7 feet per mile. We got a big drop ahead of us. I might have to carry up through that. It'd be interesting. All right, big ledge drop above me. This one was on the current seam pressed up. It's an aggressive spot for a fish to be. Yeah, big eddy and big fish. Oh, I can't believe that. There was another one with him. It was bigger. And I guess he was coming up to check out what this one was getting into. We'll get a quick measure on this one, but the one that came up to try and share the meal was, I don't know, 2 inches longer than this 16.5 incher. It's probably an 18.5 with him. All the way up. It's running right at me. Oh. All the way up in the fast water. Close to move laterally, punch up through. We're going to get up right here. little bit. That was exciting. Oh, that's a big one. Oh gosh. Yeah, big one and a big eddy. Oh gosh. Yeah. Look at this. Stout. Look at this beautiful rock eddy. This fish joined it. Stout fish. Stout. Yeah, that's the biggest of the trip so far. I've had longer. Got a 17 out, but that one's 17 and just wide-bodied. Nice. That thing hits 21 inches and it's, on its way to 6 pounds. So I've been talking a lot in the last couple trips about steep bank, outside bend. This one's rock. I mean, it's very, I don't know how deep it is here. It's hard to tell because I only have about a foot of visibility at this point. But it's a beautiful looking outside bend. I bet you get some nice ones here. Look at that rock. So it's not just where you see the rock. It's all the way around this bend. It is the outside bend and it goes kind of straight up from there. So there's a whole lot of what should be good habitat, good depth, good current breaks. A lot of good things happening here. All right, I fished that entire rock outside bend with the exception of that first 17 I got right at the beginning. I didn't get anything, which is weird to me. So I'm gonna give it another pass, and I've changed to the gold shiner jackhammer with the diesel minnow. So give it another pass, see if there's some fish that I missed. But yeah, it was just very primo looking water that didn't produce anything. So give it another look. I had 2 hits. One of them I saw was small, but I had one that just stopped it in current right in front of me and didn't get poked. Should probably check my drag. It's appropriate. I didn't get off. How do you get off the jackhammer and you're pulling drag? I don't know how that happens. I also don't know how this wraps so much so quick. Oh, that's a good one. On the rock. Good. Well, this is one that didn't eat the spinnerbait, but did eat the jackhammer. It's a good one. 16 3/4. So I do feel that switching from the spinnerbait to the jackhammer is an appropriate upshift in the progression of aggression. It's just louder. It's louder and I'm burning it. And this river's rising and they're gonna be running around chasing. This is probably the best time for them to eat, is right as the river's coming up, and it's been coming up. We are on the rise, which is a beautiful thing. Ooh, can get another one. Yep, on the rock. Short little eddy. Short, fat little eddy, just like this short, fat little monster. Little green monster. I'll measure you because I don't even know if you're 15 inches, but look how fat. Fatness. See you later, fat. Scrub Island here. walk up through this again. I do not have much time from when I hop on this to where I'm sucked down into that strainer. Let's see if I can pull this off. Paddle for a minute. I think I'm gonna motor. Walk this into this creek mouth. I'd much rather fish than do this with. But the speed of this current has become too much to do the usual hop up on it and give it a burst. Guarantee you I just spooked a good one out of there just walking over here. But I wasn't going to pull that off. It's a lot of current speed right now. I may have crashed the mouth of this little tributary, but there might be one up in there that I have not disturbed. Nope, we're going to go ahead and turn around, look at the maneuverability, turn around nicely. Hit right at the boat. He is pasty yellow, like not a whole lot of color in them, which is what happens when the river gets muddy. Interesting area here. How washed out he looks. You know, as it gets muddy, they lose their dark tiger stripes and their beautiful color, and they just get washed out. So we got lily pads on this side, which is weird to see in this high gradient creek that, you know, lily pads can grow. But I backed way away from the pads because I figured this whole area is going to be just have less current because, you know, there's growing pads there. It's weird. 16 3/4. Caught a couple of them that length. 16 3/4 and 17 is a strong group of fish in here. So this is the first time I've been in this creek where I can sit in the middle and I can't hit that bank or can't hit this bank. I'm close to hitting that bank, but you know, it's unusually wide here, and those pads growing is unique. All right, let's get close with those pads, see if I can bang around on the pads and get something going. There's a little current rolling through the pads, but this one on the outside edge of the pads. Smallmouth. Ooh, in pads. Good one. This is not what I expected at all in this. What I think pretty high gradient. Another one, probably that 16 range. Yeah, 16.5 inch in the pads. One off of wood. That one feels big body. Oh yeah, yep, that is. Oh, there's a big one with it. Another big one with it. It's crazy how they come in pairs. There's just a few big ones hanging out and saying, "What'd you eat?" I don't know. It hurts my mouth though. Yes, that's a nice fish. Really nice. Nice fish for up in this creek. Big for the day, it's an 18-incher. And skinny, probably spawned out. See you guys. Right, I'm gonna go back to this pad, dude. That was a unique thing. There's probably a couple more fish in there. That one was in the pads. And now he's in the net. And he's big. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that beauty. Alright, glad I went back to the pads. Second 18-incher right in this section. The other one was way up at the top, but again, another pretty skinny fish here. Let's let him go. All right, I got about an hour before it gets dark. I've gone up, I don't know how far, but it's gonna take me just a second to get back down there as fast as it's flying. So I'm gonna keep advancing upstream, see what else I find. I wish I had more of the day to do this. Man, really cool section of creek. Flopping around. So that a flopper. It is for sure getting muddier by a minute. I switch to a black one. And that would be my next adjustment, is to go with the black jackhammer. So it will be interesting to see if some of those slashes and misses on the gold turn into, connecting more of the time with the black one. I feel like the black with the palmetto bugs just takes up a lot of space and is pretty highly visible in muddier water. All those flappy appendages, and it's just a big target for sure. I think that the gold with the diesel minnow is for sure the more natural, but I don't think they always need natural. Sometimes they just say, yep, I'm gonna take that big black crappie thing and eat it. Oh gosh, I was just saying I should definitely have my hands on a paddle, because I got into a good bit of white water there. Up at the top, swing you back and forth. That's a big fish. No, on the black one. Oh, yeah. Yep, good. Good fish on the black. I was in more current than I should have. have not had the paddle in my hand. Like, I need to either shoot up through there or back off. And this fish said, oh, we're going to back off together because I'm going to eat your black floppy thing. You go 18? Nope. 17 3/4. So I have made it up to one of the other access points that I found. It's a park, and there's some folks in there. At least this gives me a reference for some distance, and I'll measure the distance later. My phone was dying, so I can't measure it now, but reference point. Let me know how much river I covered. I will tell you, I'm at that was a fresh battery that I put on, when I just put in an hour and a half ago, and I'm at 63%. So I've torched a battery in 90 minutes getting up through this pretty heavy current. So it's demanding. If I did this all day, I think it would have been a 2-battery day for sure. Alright, I just motored through an area that the motor wouldn't have done it in this boat. I had to paddle with it. It's right behind me. Super swift, big wave train. I'm gonna swing out here because I want to dance up one more little area. I'm gonna fish up here, and then I gotta turn around and get out of here because I need the daylight to see what I'm doing. Getting out of here. I'm barely creeping up, but I'm advancing. Hope I have enough depth for the motor to keep chewing. Got it. Yeah. Yeah. That's good. That could be an access. Interesting. Alright, so this will be the last place I fish, and I think I actually mean it. I think I have to, because it's 10 minutes until 8. Oh, and I didn't leave myself, and that's okay. I chose not to leave myself time to fish. Got everything on the way down because I fished it good on the way up. I need to just navigate going back. I'm going to have about 20 minutes of daylight. I moved the big fish there though. It's just I'm going to call it a scrub island eddy, but it's got rock in it. I'll tell you, this level of flow probably would lend itself better to doing a float trip and like stopping on the way down, like seeing spots like this, turning around, holding position next to it, fishing it thoroughly, and then going on down. Alright, let's get out of here. Well, that was almost a 90-inch total on the creek in like, I'm going to tell you, 2 short little morning and evening sessions. And it really shows what is possible with a throw and go inflatable kayak with a motor and catching it on the rise. Catching it on the rise is everything. People shy away from fishing in the rain. Man, you gotta fish in the rain, especially on small water like that, because you're gonna catch it on the way up, and that is when they eat aggressively. That's what was happening today. Hope you enjoyed watching. See ya.